Hello, yes, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, coming from a much diminished boat park here at Wild Wind on the Greek island of Lefkos. Big news here at the moment is, it's the first bit of big news. First bit of big news this week is that yes, we have closed for the season, and but yes, we have kept a few boats on the beach because we are having a bit of a party. Hello, I love Windex. I bet you do. But nice to have you on board, and hello. Yeah, so that's the big news. It's in fact, hi Benjamin, good morning or good evening, depending on where you are, but it's certainly evening time here. Hi Ollie. Yeah, it's gangbusters, I reckon. It's the wind has just come back from, in the last half an hour, it's just come back. Hi Hayden, I'll join a bit after school, good plan. School comes first, then Joyrider TV. Hi Giles, hi Lucas. Greetings to Brazil, nice. I'm glad that you bought a Hobie 16, what a great choice. Hi Steve-O, hello Yay. Yay, is that how you pronounce your name? Is it more like Yay? Hi Pip. Ah, Yay knows Pip. Who is Yay? That is the big question. Yeah, Pip is a cat, a real cat. Who's your mate behind you? That's Pip the cat, who's been living in the workshop this summer. If I tried to feature the cat. Oh, nice. Hi, Samuel. Hi, Super Tanker. No, it's my pleasure. Hi, M1. Love your channel. Love that you love the channel, because it's the love that keeps the channel going, I'm telling you. And check this out. We haven't had any usable wind now for, I don't know, must be 3.5 weeks, something like that. And then 5:30, sorry, on a Wednesday, back on the champagne sailing conditions when I should be sat on a boat out there. It's my dream to be a sailing instructor. About 4 weeks, says Ollie Smith. He's an instructor out here. He could tell you all about it. Oh, we all remember the cat fundraiser. Yay. Malty, love your channel. Thank you very much. Yeah, so let's first, and I want to sail around the world. Not much then. It's good to be ambitious. Jerome, nice to be on board. Nice to have you on board. You got in there first. Yes, this is the first bit of champagne conditions we've had for a very long time. Hopefully we'll have some more tomorrow, so I can actually get out there and have some of that good stuff, because I have been feeling like I've been lacking the good stuff. But first one, M1 said I would like to become a sailing instructor. All right, let's address this. Ollie Smith is a sailing instructor on the beach here, doing a particularly fine job. You will have seen him in some of the videos, I'm sure. But what you need to do first, before you could become a sailing instructor, is be almost addicted to doing sailing. First thing that is important. Hi Robin, nice to have you on board. Hi Legend. I sail, but I have a Pico and a laser and RS. That's fine too. You know, talking about becoming an instructor, and even if you love cat sailing, to be an instructor, you need to be able to sail the monohulls. Hi James, nice to have you on board. So get involved with the monohull sailing, not necessarily first, but you need to have the monohull sailing in your quiver of things that you can do. So it doesn't matter which monohulls, but a mixture of double-handed monohulls, single-handed monohulls, that's what you need. And you need to be really confident to be able to sail those boats. What's up, Owen? Nice to have you on board. Yeah, you need to be able to sail double-handed and single-handed monohulls before you can be an instructor. Then once, oh, hi Pete. Makes me want to rig up my Dart 18 again after many years off. Yes, hello Mark. Nice to have you on board. Yes, we're just talking about what you need to be an instructor. So addicted to sailing, you need to have monohull skills, both single-handed and double-handed. Perhaps with experience, like you really need to know how to sail a laser. The laser is, I believe, the second most popular sailing boat in the world. And to be a sailing instructor, it's essential that you need to know how to sail a laser or something similar. And a double-handed monohull as well, like, oh, I don't know, there's too many to list. Bad feed. Oh man, bad feed. Yeah, unfortunately this week I'm having to do the feed without the aid of 4G because I've somehow for the week, for the month, however long it is. Yeah, so we're just having to make do with the clockwork Greek Wi-Fi, I'm afraid. So apologies if we're going in or out. I'll be careful not to move around. Hi, Colin. Nice to have you on board. Jeroen, winter is coming. We'll come back to what it takes to be a sailing instructor. But I think those are a good couple of first steps. Be addicted to the sport and be very confident sailing monohulls. And then if you sail catamarans as well, that's a bonus. But to be a qualified sailing instructor, you need to firstly be able to sail monohulls. To be able to sail catamarans will be a bonus if the place where you're going to instruct has catamarans. But monohulls are way more abundant in the world than catamarans. So knowing your monohull sailing first is the first thing you need to know. All right, so Jerome says, winter is coming, Joe. What do you think about sailing without the jib in very strong wind? Yeah, I think what do you think about sailing without the jib in very strong wind? Yes. Okay, so dumping the jib, taking the jib off the boat. I'm assuming that you've seen the video that I made from sailing the 16 with the jib absent and I was single-handed. Taking the jib on the boat makes such a big difference to the amount of power that you have on board. If you're sailing solo, makes a massive difference because you can't control the jib and the mainsail effectively. So you can't, unless you've got some remarkable bit of technology on your boat that allows you to sheet out the jib and the mainsail at the same time, then losing the jib does put you completely in control because you can do everything on the main sheet, meaning you're completely in control and you're not left at the mercy of the jib still being cleated and getting pulled over on the jib. So just having the mainsail is a very good option for sailing the boat when it is super windy. If you've got a Hobie 16, for example, and you want to go out when the wind is just way too strong, you could go for the double whammy of reefing the mainsail and going out without the jib as well. So just go out with a reefed mainsail, and that will give you the least possible amount of sail area on your 16, assuming that you haven't got other sails in your quiver that you can put on your boat. Then that would be a really good option for sailing in very, very strong winds. But before you go out sailing without the jib, do check out the video and just see what we did about putting on the rig tension without the jib. Of course, a lot of boats have already got the rig tension on, like the Hobie 18, an F18, a Tornado, already got the rig tension on, so you don't have to do anything. You can just not put the jib up. But on a Hobie 16, you do need to do something about the rig tension. All right, but it's a very good option. Right, scrolling back. Good to have you all on board. It's kind of funny because we're closed here, so haven't really been talking to people for a couple of days now. And now we're back on with a pretty good amount of people for the live stream, which is very nice. Okay, Yay asks, are you guys completely done? Yes, we are. Well, okay, yes, we are, but we have got, there's a chap called Jan who's having his birthday party out here next week. So we've kept a couple of boats available for him and the people that are coming out for his birthday, so they can get out for a sail. I'm also thinking I'm going to keep a 16 and a 14 rigged for the winter, so then I can still do some videos and get out sailing if the going's good. Okay. All right. I'm just looking. Okay. Steve OFX1 asks, what are your winter plans for the off season? Well, funny you should ask, but one of my biggest plans at the moment, the only thing other than my kind of daily scheme, which would be I'm learning to speak the Greek language, very important if you live in Greece, I think. I'm also I do a lot of music, would you believe? If you've seen any of the live videos from the Wild Wind barbecues, you'll know about what I do in that department, but I do a lot of study and practice of music as well. And I ride the bike. You may have seen some of those videos, but the big one, my only plan other than that, which would be my normal program, is to go to Belgium. Belgium, yeah, that's right. Because I want to go to Belgium to meet up with the guys from Goodall Design who make the C2 and the Viper, and they're the importers for various other boats. To meet those guys, have a look at what they're doing there, and take a look around there. It's not a factory, but they've got an assembly warehouse where they assemble the boats. Maybe make some videos from that trip, meeting some of the biggest names in the Belgian catamaran racing scene, of which there are some massive names in Belgian catamaran racing. I know that perhaps if you're in the States, you're like, what? Belgium? It's true, but that's my plan. Go to Belgium. I'm quite excited about going to Belgium as I scroll back. I think it's, I haven't really done much in Belgium before. Legend, Bowl 13, do you like to sail with a Spinnaker? Well, yes, I do. Depends on the wind strength and the type of boat. But if it's a boat that's designed to have a Spinnaker on it, Tornado, F18, those are my areas of specific interest in this department, then I absolutely love putting the kite up and sending it in a decent amount of wind. When I was in Mauritius in February and I was sailing a 16 with the Spinnaker on, the Spinnaker came into its own in the light wind and really gave a lot more juice on the downwind legs in the light wind. But in the strong wind, I felt that it wasn't really necessary like it is on a Tornado or an F18, where it really makes a massive difference. On a 16, you're going to go fast downwind without a Spinnaker, especially if you use the Joyridertv broad reach method. Yeah, so yes, love the Spinnaker, but if it's above 25 knots of wind and you're on a Hobie 16, I think there's enough love there without a Spinnaker to have a lovely time. There you go. All right, scrolling back. Okay, Colin asks, has your YouTube channel increased interest / business at Wildwind? Makes me want to visit. Well, Yes, it has. I think significantly. I think possibly 1 in 4 people coming here this year have been here partially because of the videos on Joyrider TV. So it's a really great thing in the marketing department what I'm doing here. Hopefully the powers, the finance department are watching and they're going, yeah, actually Joe's videos are doing a great job in getting more people out to Wildwind. But yeah, a lot of people are coming to Wildwind because of the videos, because I think most of the videos that I'm making are really selling the place, because I think if you've seen many of the videos that I've made, I think they really sell the place quite well. But all I'm doing is representing what actually happens. None of it, there's no kind of colour correction or anything. Everything is just as it is. Like at the moment, you can see this grey sky. That's real, I haven't put that in. So it really, yeah, it's really helping the business, I think. All right, I'm in the sort of, you may have noticed, I'm in the long answer part of the session at the moment. The answers gradually get shorter the more we go through the session. For those of you who've been on board before, you will have noticed this phenomenon that goes on. All right, scrolling back. Yay asks, I'm really intrigued to know who Yay is. It's obviously someone who's been here. How many instructors are still there? I think we've still got 10 instructors on the beach. We've got our main event tomorrow afternoon, which is once we've finished packing all the boats away, we have a barbecue on the beach for instructors where we play this amazing sport called flip-flop golf. In fact, I'm tempted to make a video about flip-flop golf, the rules of the game, and a little bit of video from the flip-flop golf, which seems like a really good idea. But yes, about 10 instructors, most of them are leaving on Friday. All right, scrolling back. Scrolling back. Right, James, who is J Cowboy 123, says another hurricane looking for 20 miles per hour plus this weekend. Hopefully you're talking boat speed. I think 25 miles per hour must be about, is that 21 knots, 20 knots, 21? But yes, definitely. Just the key to it all is get on that sweet reach, get to the back, set the traveller in a really good spot where you feel in control. Get the traveller far enough out. Even if it's windy, put the traveller all the way out to start with. Play the main sheet with it in that position. And then if you feel like you could handle a bit more juice, then bring the traveller in a little bit more. When I'm saying a little bit, like a little bit. And then play the main sheet in that position. But playing the main sheet, very important. Getting the traveller in the right spot, very important. Don't have the jib too tight. If it's really windy, have the jib a little bit flapping at the front all of the time, and then that means you're much less likely to capsize. And then you can achieve the big speeds. Good luck to you, James, but stay safe. Knack Daddy, sailing main only, adds a lot of weather helm. Now, you say that and you would think that because you're taking away, you're putting the centre of effort on the rig by losing the jib a lot further back. When I went out main only, I did put the mast as upright as I could, but without moving the shrouds. I really cranked on the rig tension to bring the mast upright more, which would bring the centre of effort of the mainsail further forwards. And that way, my rudders still felt incredibly well balanced. So I didn't feel that there was too much weather helm there. All right, scrolling back. But it depends on on the type of boat that you're sailing. I'm sure that some boats are affected by it more. Okay, Mark says, have you sailed the FX1 with just a jib, no spinnaker, if you have a jib? We have had in the past, we have had an FX1 with a jib. It had a spinnaker as well. But the jib will obviously add a reasonable amount of power on all of the legs. Well, whichever way you're going, it's going to add some more stuff. But I don't see why you wouldn't have a spinnaker as well if you're having a jib there. So yes, putting the jib on the FX1 is a good idea, but I would only do it if you're going to be sailing the boat as a double-handed boat. The FX1 is designed to be sailed single-handed with a mainsail and a spinnaker, or just a mainsail, whereas on as a double-handed boat you want mainsail, jib and spinnaker. But it is a good viable option. Scrolling back. Kuro 5150, good afternoon, nice to have you on board. Knack Daddy, why are you closed? Well, it's because we offered it up to the all of our agents throughout Europe to see if there was any interest coming in for people booking up for this time of year for later on, and there wasn't much interest, just like 3 or 4 people, which means it's not economically viable to stay open. So we had to look at the economics of it and make a decision. As well as that, the wind at this time is much less consistent than it has been through the season, and we don't want people to come out and not have any wind, although that has happened over the last 3 weeks. There have been periods when there hasn't been much wind, but so that's why we've closed, just because there weren't the numbers coming to justify us staying open. Okay, scrolling back. Still scrolling back. Sean, hi Sean, nice to have you there. Hey man, how's it going? Wondering if there's any good sailing in the southeast states in the coming months. So anybody in the southeast states, have you got any recommendations for Sean? So if you are in the southeast of the USA, let Sean know, and maybe Sean will be coming and sailing the same place as you. Okay, Giles asks, have you sailed a Hobie 21? What's the goss? I haven't sailed a Hobie 21 Formula, which is the European version of the 21. I would love to, but I think we had a little, we just touched on the 21 last week. It's basically like a 21-foot version of the Hobie 18 Classic, and I'd love to try one because it's such a beast of a boat, so big, but because it's so big, it's also pretty heavy. I think the weight, the catalogue list weight is 256 kilos, which is, here comes the quick maths, just under 90 kilos more than an F18. So that's almost 3 times as much. So it is a big, heavy boat, but love to have a pop on one. I'm sure there's not many of them about these days. We did feature one. I think we featured 2 actually on Show Us Your Cat. Samuel asks, do you follow the Vendée Globe race? No, while the season's going on, I'm not really looking at anything that's going on in the world. All I'm doing is all this stuff here. But now the season's finished, I'll certainly take more of an interest in everything that's going on. I'm sure there's a lot of excitement in the Vendée at the moment. All right. Arno asks, hello Arno, do you guys ever refinish the hulls of your 16s? If so, what do you guys do, paint or gel coat? No, we don't, because we keep, our boats are still fairly recent. Like our older 16s are from, what are they from? When are they from? 2011, I think. So they're 9 years old, which in a Hobie 16's lifespan, that's pretty new. That's not particularly old at all. So no, we haven't had the need to refinish the hulls. We just wash them, and that seems to do the job. I get the impression someone else has answered that. Someone who does. Okay. All right. Steve-O asks, are you more excited about the cats or the Belgian beer? The cats. It's definitely the cats. I've had some Belgian beer. It was, I don't know, it's very strong stuff. I don't know, it could lead to complications. All right. Kuro says, follow up to this question. What is the difference between gel coat or top coat? Well, gel coat is the stuff that is more of a kind of gluey consistency that boats are made of. So when a boat is built, there'll be a mould, and then the gel coat will be sprayed into the mould, and that's what gives the boat, that'll be the finish of the boat. And then onto the gel coat in the mould will be layers of glass, fibre, and or carbon, whatever it is the boat's made of. And then the boat will get popped out of the mould as if by magic, and then assembled. Lovely, there you go. Whereas paint, yeah, I don't know in the building of boats, actual manufacture of boats, where if paint is actually used on the finish of the boats at all. But it is certainly possibly a quicker, easier way to refinish your boat. But I'm not in this department, so I can't really answer, I am afraid. All right, scrolling back. Okay, Ollie Smith. Yeah, I saw that as well. You can name, okay, so this is exciting. Goodall Design have got a new catamaran coming out. I don't know when, but shortly. I saw it on the social media. And they're doing a competition for whoever can come up with a good name for the new boat. Don't tell me what your idea is, because I'll steal your idea and I'll win the prize. The prize is to have some good stuff at Goodall Design. I can't remember what it was, but if you can think of a good name for a very, very fast, very high performance, cutting edge catamaran, then just check out Goodall Design on Facebook or something, and you'll find this competition type thing there, and then you can win a prize and get your, and the boat will have your name on it, not your name, unless you think that Steve is a good name for a performance catamaran. Now got the new Goodall Design Steve. It's very fast. Okay. 1 in 4. Give this man a raise. Yeah, I think so too. Yasupano, Yasuman, are you gonna ride the Viper in Belgium? Yeah, I think that's the plan. I'm gonna get a go on as many exciting boats as I possibly can, and of course I'll document it for Joyrider TV in the video format. But it's a little bit up in the air at the moment with the travel restrictions and what have you. I just really need to make sure I don't get stranded in Belgium, which would make for an interesting movie, I'm sure. Robbie, it seems like you always have the main sheet in as tight as possible and do not move the traveller, disregarding wind force. Yeah, it's a good question. Okay, what he's saying is, it seems from the videos that I'm always sailing with the main sheet really tight, and I'm not moving the traveller very much. But most of the videos are filmed in very high winds, or at least high winds, where getting the main sheet tight, which is really good for high speed. Whereas if you're sailing in lighter winds, then you do want to be sailing with the main sheet a lot looser, which puts more twist into the sail. This twist is very good for the acceleration and allowing the kind of airflow to kind of breathe around the sail, whereas if you have the main sheet tight in the lighter wind, you're more likely to stall your airflow, which is going to slow you down, because unlike driving a car, when you're sailing a catamaran, you're trying to go as fast as possible all the time, even if you're going towards traffic lights. So yeah, main sheet generally looser in lighter winds and tighter in the stronger winds. But of course you can't just say that, because if you actually go out and try to do that, you're going to be capsizing a lot. So that is the beef. With the main sheet, yeah, in lighter winds you do need it looser. On the downwind points of sail as well, if you're going downwind, even in a strong wind, and sitting on the boat, if you're not doing the joyridertv broad reach, then yes, you want to have the main sheet looser, because otherwise your mainsail will just be oversheeted. You'll be stalling the airflow. It's a good question. Maybe have to think about what it is that you do. I'm a bit out of practice now. All right. T-Bolt, Anton, can I see all the boats at Wildwind? No, because they're all gone. Yeah, that's right, we have closed. Just going to do a dangerous pan because we are on the Wi-Fi here. I don't want to upset it. So all we've got is a Hobie 14, 2 Hobie 16s, and I'm currently sitting on a Pacific with a Spinnaker. There we go. That is all we've got. Everything else has been packed away. Our elite force of sailing instructors got everything packed away very quickly indeed. So yeah, that's all we've got here. Good question though, I liked it. Tom, great job with all your videos. Thanks very much, I appreciate that. Just Zoop, just got a Rooster long john and super thern top from Rooster, really good quality. You should check them out if you're looking for a new wetsuit. That is a good shout. I believe Rooster is the brand of Steve Cockrell, laser sailor in the UK, and very high quality gear, worth a look. I dare say they are making their way somehow to the States, so do check out that brand. Good gear. Knack Daddy, Tita Tota, main only, the fat kid wins. I think this is back to referring to this weather helm thing, not quite on the context there. James, 25 mile an hour winds. Okay, so yeah, I think there's still some big speeds available out there. All right, fun day sailing. At 90 kilograms body weight, can you ride a turtled 16 solo? Very good question. Yes, you can, but at the same time, no, you can't. The yes, you can would be if there's enough wind. So enough wind would be, I would say, in above 25 knots. In above 25 knots of wind, definitely you can bring that up solo with 90 kilos. 20 knots, is more of a maybe. You'll definitely be able to get it up from inverted to on its side with that amount of weight in 20 knots of wind, but would you be able to get it up from on its side to upright? You could check out my video that I did, I think 2 years ago, writing the Hobie 16 solo, and see what sort of wind strength that smells like. But in lighter wind, you'll still be able to get it from inverted to on its side, but getting it from on its side to back upright, that's going to be the tricky bit. So that's when it's worth having a bag that you can fill with water, attach it to the righting line, and increase your body weight using this bag of water. Sling it over your shoulder. Yes, there is a video on that. And that will mean you can bring the boat upright. Okay, scrolling back. Mark says, reason I ask is my FX1 doesn't have a spinnaker, only a shortened jib pole for the self-tacker. Yeah, I think that's still going to be an absolute bad boy, just with the jib and the main. It's not going to have quite as much sizzle downwind as the boat with the Spinnaker would have, but I think still should certainly perform very nicely, especially on the upwind and the reaching legs. On the broad reach, because the jib it will have is quite small, it's going to feel a little bit underpowered going downwind. The Joyrider TV bottle is available at totaljoyrider.com at a very reasonable price. It means you don't have to use plastic bottles which end up in the bin, which might end up doing something bad. So the metal one, yeah. Sorry, just cleansing the palate there and doing a bit of shameless promotion. Hi, Damian. Hope everything is going well in Mozambique. That's Damian, who's got the Hobie Pearl. I think one of the only active subscribers with a Hobie Pearl. So very nice. Knack Daddy, maybe time for an Australian branch. You don't want to work all year, right? Not especially, actually. I quite enjoy having a couple of months where I don't have to do quite as much, because while the season's going here, I'm not complaining. Don't think I'm complaining. But when the season's open, the hours are very long of work. Granted, the work can be standing on the side of a very fast catamaran. But it is physically exhausting, and to keep that up for the whole year, I don't think I could do that. I'm far too old for that. That would be a younger man's game to do all year round. Okay, it looks like Lake Waccamaw, North Carolina, is winning the Southeast USA place. Aleister 2001 saying hi from Scotland. Hi, Aleister. Nice to have you on board. If that's the Aleister that I think it is, then hello, Aleister. If it's not, then I'm saying hello, Aleister. Either way. Hello, Pete. Are there any activities there to entertain non-sailing spouses? That is a great question, Pete. And the answer is yes, because this has been a thing over the years, and we thought we should take care of this so that then more people can get out here. So, as well as Wildwind being here, we've got another company which we run as well, which is called Healthy Options, which is to attract its activities for the non-sailor. So what we've got is we've got yoga, we've got Pilates, we've got fitness classes, we've got other stuff. There's so many activities going on, but it's all in the kind of health and well-being kind of, whatever you'd call it, arena. So, and it has been extremely popular. And what it's meant is that this is the absolute winner. Sometimes the non-sailor in the relationship has discovered the healthy options holiday, and they've said to the sailor, oh, I'd really like to go on this holiday. It looks really, really great. Really like to. What do you think? And that's with the non-sailing part of the relationship, discovering the healthy options one first. Then the sailor has a look and sees this link to Wildwind, clicks on there, and then you can just subtly say, okay, I'll do it for you because you mean so much to me, we can go there. And then only when they arrive do they realise it's the best place to go sailing in the world. And haha, you've just won the day and got some points. So well done there. But yes, there's stuff going on for the non-sailor, very much so. All right, scrolling back. Jeroen, what is your opinion about Top Cat? Greetings from Corfu. Yeah, I think that I was hoping there is a centre here called Human Sports who have got, I can't remember what model of Top Cat it is, but it must be pretty much up there at the top of the range. And I thought it looked pretty cool. And I was going to try to get a go on one this year. I've only ever seen them on the beach. I've never actually sailed one, but they do look very good for the purpose. And they do look extremely well built, very durable. I would compare it to a Dart 18 or 15, but much more durable, probably a bit heavier. But yeah, very nice. I think the Top Cat definitely serves a purpose, and it's worth having a look at if there's one you're having a look at. All right, scrolling back. All right, hello Kush. Nice to have you on board. Kush is always there fighting my corner. Please hit the like button, sailors and non-sailors as well. Yeah, yeah. So please hit the like button. It's nice. It means if you hit the like button, it means more people will get to see this later on. So that's got to be a good thing, isn't it? Hasn't it? Sorry. All right. So just one thing, if we could go off on a small tangent here. One idea I had for the winter was to go through all of these question and answer sessions that we've done this summer, and a lot of the questions have been reoccurring, but I thought what I would do is take the questions and put them into a list kind of thing, and then make an actual video answering the questions with a bit more what would you call it, bit more content rather than just me off the top of my head talking about stuff for a couple of minutes, which I think would be a good feature. So there you go. I just thought I'd let you know that was an idea that I had. Okay, scrolling back. Okay, Malty asks, can you make a video about how you got to Wildwind? If that's how I got here in the first place, then I don't know if it would make a particularly interesting video, but basically I was working for a chap called Brian Phipps, who runs Windsport International in the UK. I was working for him in the UK. Definitely the most at the time, certainly the most knowledgeable catamaran sailor on the planet. And he wrote the book. That's how good he is. And that was a Dart 18, Dart 15 sailing place there in the UK. And then while I was working there, I went to university, and one of the guys at university said, if you like catamaran sailing, you should go to Wildwind because it's hot and it's windy. And I thought, hot and windy doesn't exist. Everybody knows that. But then I eventually got the job, got out here, and it was hot and windy. Couldn't believe it. And then I stayed because it's hot and windy, which is very good. Okay, so we are coming up to the 45-minute mark. So if you've got any further questions, get them in right now, or just leave it for this week because I have got a time constraint. Okay, Sean is coming to Lake Wackamore, North Carolina. Thanks for that. Just Zoop says if you're coming to Belgium, come and check out Just Zoop's youth team. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we'll stay in touch. When the wheels are in motion of this Belgian expedition, it's the second leg of the world tour. I did Mauritius. The next leg is going to be Belgium. Just one step at a time. I think that's important. All right. So we've got Moby there. He asks, "How old are you?" I'm. Don't tell him. I'm 45. That's pretty old to young people, but pretty young to old people. Elisha says, "Are the Hobie 18s not popular in Europe?" It's not that they're not popular. It's just they're no longer. Well, they haven't been built in Europe for 25 years. It was, I think, or maybe 20 years. Somewhere between 20 and 25 years they haven't been built for. So the ability to find one in really good condition to put on the beach here is pretty difficult, and they got basically replaced by other types of boat which are a little bit more attractive to the larger market. But to me, I love sailing the Hobie 16, and I remember sailing the 18 Classic, and it's a great type of boat, and I'd love to go and stand on the side of one again. So, but yes, there are fewer 18s around in Europe. I think they were largely built in the USA. Of course, some were built in Europe, but not as many as in the USA. Okay, scrolling back. Oh, scrolling back when I didn't need to. There we go. Hayden, for a Hobie 14, what are the ideal winds for the first sail? Not new to sailing, but new to cats. I would say ideal would be something like pretty light wind. Like I'd say like 8 knots, 6 to 8 knots of wind. Just really light wind, so that flags are moving, but not so that there's white horses on the water. Just start off really slowly. What you want is that wind. You've got no wind at all. You want a little bit of wind to start with. That would be a good place to start. I'm not going to put a number on it because numbers are very difficult to actually to visualize, I think. Okay, scrolling back. All right, Donovan. Hello, Donovan. Nice to have you on board. Morning. I still can't. It's evening here. Any winterizing tips for minus 40 degrees weather coming to me in 2 months? I would definitely stay indoors, light a fire and sit very close to it. My goodness, minus 40. That is tremendous. Good luck with that. But I would, I really don't know how to answer that. But I would definitely take any soft parts off the boat. Don't leave any soft parts like the sails or the trampoline, any of the ropes. Don't leave any of those out. Whether you're in minus 40 or any situation, if you're not going to be using your boat for, let's say, more than a month, then it is worth taking your trampoline off, take the ropes off. Don't just leave them outside to deteriorate and degrade. Take those off the boat, wash everything, dry everything, then store it somewhere where they're not going to be damp, and that way everything can last a bit longer. But minus 40, maybe you should see about getting the whole boat indoors somewhere, but I know it's not easily done. But she can take it. That question caught me out. Minus 40. What would you say a good condition, restored, late 80s, 16, nice sails? Oh, this is a big one. All new parts, with EPO rudders. Are you kidding? Whew. Mesh tramp, new sails, etc. Oh my goodness, that's a tricky one. Let's talk in euros, shall we? Euros, which aren't, you know, it's not that much different to dollars, I don't think. I would think the EPOs put the price up a lot. Did you say good sails? Nice sails. Nice. It's going to have nice sails, which are good colours, good condition. I don't know, 3,000? Does that sound about right? I'd say about 3,000. 2 to 3,000, really depending on the condition. But it's the age which is what we're. If you're the seller of that boat, it's the age of the boat that you're up against. If you're buyer of the boat, it's the age of the boat which is making it cheaper. So there we go. I think that is what I would say off the top of my head. Okay, scrolling back. Okay, no further questions, please, because we're reaching our time constraint. Okay, James says most of the fall. AD early winter is good in the southeast. Hendrik, do you think it's possible to use a small Spinnaker on a Hobie 14? Oh, I think I saw you later on say, oh no, yeah, I think so. There's no reason why not. If you could get hold of a Dragoon Spinnaker, that would probably have her tickling along nicely. I would say good for the light to medium winds, but in the heavy winds, make it a bit fierce. Could be exciting. I'd like to see the video of that if you're going to do that. How expensive is a 15-year-old FX1 with a slip trolley and all-weather box? I think I did see that Steve-O's already got back to you on that, but I would say something, 15 years old, what's that? That's a 2005 FX1. Good condition? Did you say good condition? If it's in really, really good condition, I would expect that to be something like 3,000, maybe 3,000 euros. Difficult topic, how much is stuff worth? Oh yeah, Just Zoop, he's in on that as well. Dragoon Spinnaker. Elisha, how can I jury rig downhaul use for lighter winds on the Hobie 18? Oh, I can't remember what fittings you have on an 18, but you don't need very much purchase. If all you've got is a cleat on the mast. All right, I'm gonna be daring and move so we can have a little look. So if you've got a cleat like this one on the mast, you could just come down from the sail. Let's imagine the sail is here. Down from the sail, through the middle of the cleat, back up to the sail, back down, and then pull it as hard as you can. And for light winds, that isn't enough of a downhaul. You don't need a load of purchase. Right, no more questions, please, because I'm running out of time. All right. All right. Coming back. German's fan. Do you work at Wildwind or you're involved in the company? No, I only work here. It's not my company. I'm not even a shareholder. I just work here. I kind of coordinate everything and I'm the spokesman. That's what I see myself as. All right, scrolling back. No more questions, please. No more questions. Steve-O, nice 2, 4.5. Yeah, very good. That's pretty much what I said. Dragoon kite, too expensive. Yeah, or RS Fever kite. I'd say that'd be a bit small. Yeah, what we could, this would be a good one for next year. If we remember to do it, we could what sort of dinghy Spinnaker will fit on a catamaran? We have had a 49er Spinnaker on a Tiger before. It was ridiculous. Topaz 12 Spinnaker. Caris, should I let people sit on my Hobie 16 front, like in front of the tramp, or will that cause delamination? No, it shouldn't do. I think that's fine. Don't let people use it as a bench on the beach, I'd say. If it's on a sandy beach, but the less people sit on your hulls, it's obviously going to be better. If you've got 5 people sat on the bows of your boat having a picnic on the beach, that is going to eventually increase the rate of deterioration to your boat. But for sailing, it's absolutely fine. That shouldn't have any ill effects to your boat. Search for a fever spee. Okay, German's fan. Yeah, let them sit on the hulls, but not jump on them. Okay, that's some good tips. What do the Wildwind guys do during the winter break? A lot of them are university students. Well, clubbing seals, says Marco. Ricky Nielsen's a karate instructor. Sup Mike is a porn star, and there's a wide range of things. But yeah, all right. But we are into the short answers section now because I've got to wind this up. Good question though. Get in there first next week with that question, and we'll come up with all sorts of great answers. Hobie 18 sailor here in Florida. So many bugs around at the moment. We have 12 at our club. Nice. Yeah, it's so much more popular in the US. I think so many more built. Mark just sold his 2003 FX1 with a trolley and a trailer, $5,000. Good price. I think that's a good price for everyone. That seems like the right price with a trailer and a trolley. Cormac, do you, I think that's Love, the Viper. I never got to sail one because we didn't get one, which is one of the reasons why I'm going on my second leg of my world tour to Belgium in the winter to get on one of those bad boys, for which I absolutely can't wait. I think Goodall Design are really doing some great things there in Belgium, and I want to be a part of it. So there we go. But not to say that I've lost any love for Hobie. Love the Hobie, but the Hobie have kind of stuck with what they've got. They've got 16, 14, and the other boats which I would say are of interest. I'd love to have a go on a Pearl. When I go down to Maputo, Mozambique, I'll be on the phone to Damian and say, can I have a go on your Pearl? But Hobie are not kind of leading the way in this modern performance boat like they used to be. There's other brands doing that, and Goodall Design are one of those brands which are really doing something exciting, and I want to do as much of that as possible. No worries, Elisha, you're very welcome. Cormac, favourite multi-hull? Oh, I think, all right, that's a big question. I'm going to say the AC-72, the ones they were using in San Francisco. Okay, a stock downhaul should have the ability to do a 3-to-1 through the sail grommet jam cleat. Most run a 6-to-1 now, a system that Murray's sells. If I was in America, I would be on the Murray's website most days of the week looking for bits. I think you get a lot of good stuff from there. I should be on commission. I bought a Hobie 16 with a trailer for 600. Nice. That's amazing price. I have to change some rivets, redo the gel coat, maybe some. Nice. Isaac, any thoughts on the new F18 from Goodall Design that's coming soon? Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see it. I hope it ticks all the boxes, which I'm sure It will. And you should get involved with that. Let's come up with a name for this boat, which is on their Facebook page, I think. If you can think of a good name. No, I think the Nacra F18, for Nacra F20 Carbon, that name's already been taken. And I think Good Old Design wouldn't be impressed if you said that would be a good name for their new F18. But yeah, I know what you're saying there. That is an exciting looking boat with the flight control system, because who doesn't want to foil on a 21 carbon fibre catamaran? Answers on a postcard. Anyway, that's all I've got time for this afternoon. Thanks very much for your questions and for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. But I think we've got quite a good ratio of like button hitters to the people who've been here. So thanks very much for that. Thanks, Steve-O. Yes, it is time for a beer. I think I might have a couple of minutes before I've got to be home. So there we go. There is a chance, just a chance, that I might be rescheduling the question and answer sessions. Cheers, Sean. Nice one. Thank you, 5150. Yeah, I certainly will. Next week might be on Thursday, but I'll keep you posted. I'll look at the weather forecast, and if it's going to be raining, this isn't going to be very good done from indoors, so I'd rather be outdoors to do this. So I'll keep you posted on Facebook and on the community thing on YouTube, where you just see a thing. But thanks very much, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hitting the like button. If you like my hat, you can get one. totaljoyrider.com, or send me an email and I'll stick one in the post. Thank you very much.